Hi, I'm Uri. In this video, I'll show you how to protect a sensitive page in Bubble from unauthorized access. Now, I'm not talking about any type of ultra-secure privacy. I'm talking about a scenario like the following. You have an app and you want the user to have to navigate their way through the app and do whatever tasks you want them to do in order to access a sensitive page, for example, to get a reward, and you don't want them to be able to just access the page by knowing the URL without navigating through the app, or you don't want them to be able to get to the rewards page, get past it, and then hit the back button and collect the reward multiple times. You want to force them to do the task that you set up the app for them to do. So that's what I'll show you, and let's start. And to illustrate, I'm going to show you a simple app that has 4 pages. A main page, and that is this page with this arrow, and this the assumption is you've done all the things you need to do to earn your reward. Then you can use this to navigate to the sensitive page, which is a rewards page. After you've done that, you get directed to a success page, which tells you that you've successfully collected the reward. And then there's going to be a redirect page where you get sent if you try to access the sensitive page improperly. So from the main page, we just click this arrow to navigate to the sensitive page. You click a button to collect your reward, and you get a success page. But if you try to hit the back button to get back to the sensitive page for more rewards, then you get redirected to this redirect page. Also, if you just try to go to the sensitive page by typing the URL in, same result. You get to the sensitive page, and I apologize for my cat that's jumping near the mic. So that is basically it. I'm going to try to recreate this, and I am going to delete these 4 pages I've created and just rebuild them from scratch. I'm also going to delete the data type that I created for this, so I can just show you how I built it, and that is the protected data type. Okay, so we're going to go and add pages. You'll notice that I'm using this folder secret pages. That's just an organizing tool because I use this app called Litterbox. It's my sandbox, but sandbox was taken, so I use Litterbox, and it's just the playground for all kinds of app stuff. So by putting it in this folder, I'm just keeping the pages for this app separate. So I'm going to create the 4 pages. The first one was called main, and I want it to go in the secret folder, and you do that like so. Then I'm going to create the other 3 pages. And to get to this toolbox where I put it to a folder, you just double click, go all the way to the bottom, put it in the secret pages folder. And then I'm going to create success. Double click, assign to the secret pages folder, and finally, what would we call it? Redirect. And assign that to the secret pages folder. Now, there were some page elements, and I think just for the sensitive page. So there's a couple of things I want to build onto this page. The first is I want to give it a type of content because we're going to be passing a passkey, basically a password, between the referring page and this page. So of course I need to create it first. So the data type we're going to create, I called it protected, and this is simply just to connect a page with a password. So I'm going to create 2 fields, the page field, which is of the text type, and the passkey field, which is also of the text type. And we're not going to create anything that's going to be done in the workflow. I'm not going to create an actual protected thing, but we are going to go back to the sensitive page and we're going to assign it the type protected. We're also going to assign this a custom state, and the shortcut for that is with this I button, the element inspector. Add a new custom state, and it's going to say passkey detected question mark, and it's going to be a yes no. And with that, we can go to the design. We're going to go back to the main page, and I've decided to use an arrow icon to represent navigation to the next page. And I'm trying to get at the workflow. So for this workflow, we want to create a passkey, and then we just want to navigate to the sensitive page and pass the passkey information along. So to create a passkey, we go to create a new thing. The type is going to be protected, and we're going to set the page field to sensitive. And oops, of course, you sometimes have to make sure to type your strings outside the box to get them to work. So we're going to set the passkey to some long random string. We're going to copy it, and just to be safe, let's go and put it in a text box, which we will of course delete before we publish the app, but it'll be there as a reference in case I lose it in the copy paste. So we've created that, and then we want to navigate to the sensitive page, and we want to send data because the sensitive page is expecting data of type protected because that is the type of the page. So we're going to do a search for protected, and we want it to be restricted by page, so we send only the passkey for the page sensitive. And of course this will be a list. It's a list of one, but it's still a list, so we're going to say first item to get the correct data. So this is going to send over the protected item, not the passkey but the whole item, and we're going to extract the passkey from it on the next page. That should be it for this page. Let's go to sensitive. So we know that the type is protected, and it's going to have the item with the correct data in the passkey. So as far as design on this page, all we really need is a button that says something like collect your reward. I'm going to give it the outline type of button. This is just to navigate to the next page, really. Navigate to the page success. And of course you want a whole workflow, to make sure that the reward gets collected before you navigate to the page success, but we're just gonna pretend you're doing that. So really the action on this page is happening not when you click the button. The action as far as protecting the page is going to happen when you load the page, or when the page is loaded. So here we have several steps, and we're going to basically check to make sure that this page is associated with the passkey that was referred to it by the previous page, and then we're going to store that approval in the custom state, and then we're going to delete this page's passkey information, and that way we are sure that this the authorization is just one time. And once it gets deleted, you're not going to be able to get back in here until you've navigated back to the main page and earned your reward again. So the way we're going to do that is by setting custom states. So remember, this page, sensitive, is associated with a custom state called passkey detected. So we want this value to be yes if current page protected. You can't navigate to this page's value, this page's type via this page. You can only navigate there via the current page. So if this current page's passkey is, and here we're pasting our string, then we know that access should be authorized. So we're representing that via this yes/no custom state called passkey detected. So of course we have to set the no condition as well. Only when current page protected's passkey is not the relevant string. So the state of things right now is we have a custom state which tells us whether this page should be accessible or not, and we have this string on the page that we still have to delete. But before we delete it, we want to build in a pause, and the reason is in Bubble, if you try to do too many things in immediate succession, I guess the Bubble engine might not catch up to the action that you've already done before doing the action that you're trying to do in the next sequence. So I want to build in a pause, and a 1 second pause should be enough, I have found, before doing the next action, which is to delete the credential, which is to say that this page's protected passkey should disappear. So what we want to do is make a change to a thing, and the thing is going to be current page protected's, well, just current page protected, and the thing we're changing is the passkey. So we're just going to set it to 0. And I believe that should be it for the basic structure of things, except that we need, after all this is said and done, we want this to navigate to redirect, and I'm sorry, we want it to redirect to the redirect page, but not in all circumstances. We don't want it to automatically redirect, because if we have the credentials to stay here, then we should be able to stay on the page and not get redirected. And this is where we refer to the custom state. So if sensitive's passkey detected is no, then we're redirecting to the page redirect. Otherwise, we should stay on this page. And the other thing we should do, because we don't want this button to be accessible during that 1 second pause, we are going to make this element not visible on page load, but yes visible when our custom state passkey detected is yes. So this element is visible. And I believe that should be it for this page. And then we're going to just put some text. Actually, let me just make sure we're navigating when the button is clicked. Yeah, we're going to page success, and that should be enough. So on the page called success, we'll just put a quick text box that says success. And on the page redirect, we'll put a text box that says that. unless I've forgotten to do something. I believe this should work. I forgot to delete the passkey, but we could do that later. So here we are on the main page. If we click through to the rewards page, to the sensitive page, I forgot to edit this, but this button stands for collecting the reward, and if you click it, you get to the success page. If you hit the back button, after a 1-second pause, you get to the redirect page, and if you just have the URL for the sensitive page, there we've been redirected. So we have successfully protected our sensitive page.